Hey, what's up everybody? It's Keith with the Tulsa Moto Club. Today we're going to restore the gas tank on the KZ250. So we've got to get the rust out of the inside, get a liner put in, and get it all prepped for paint. So let's get started. Once you get your tank off your bike, it's time to get to work. I've chosen to work with two different products. To remove the rust, I'm using Metal Rescue, and to line the tank, I'm using Red Kote fuel tank liner. Now before you use the Metal Rescue to clean your gas tank, you're going to want to make sure you leave all the things on that plug it up. So you're going to want to lock your gas cap, and you're going to want to leave your petcock on at the bottom. Now before you get started with any of that at all, you're going to want to wash your tank out with hot soapy water. If you have a bad rust problem, you can throw some ball bearings in your tank as well. That'll help knock a lot of the surface rust loose. Now I shook my tank pretty vigorously for about 15 to 20 minutes, and after I did that it was time to dump it out. After I dumped out all the water, I made sure to use the hose and rinsed it out real thoroughly so there was no soap left over before I started using the Metal Rescue. To speed up the drying process, I used a heat gun. This made it pretty quick, although it still took about an hour. Now I forgot to hit record, but after the tank finished drying, I poured in the Metal Rescue. I'll be sure to show you how to use that Metal Rescue in a future video when I restore my headlight. The amount of Metal Rescue I got only filled my tank up about halfway, so I flipped the tank over on each side and let it sit for about 2 hours. Once the Metal Rescue bath was complete, you can dump the Metal Rescue out into a different container, and if it's not black, you can reuse it again. You can continue to keep reusing Metal Rescue until the liquid turns black itself, so I just poured mine back into a container. Next, you're going to want to remove the petcock off the tank. If you leave it in when you put the tank liner in, the tank liner could damage the petcock, and the petcock could ruin the tank liner from installing correctly. You don't have to do this, but I chose to mask off the immediate area around the tank opening. That way if I spilt any Red Kote on the tank, it wouldn't leave a sticky residue. Next, I flipped the tank over and masked off the area where the petcock is installed. Once you've got everything masked off, it's time to apply the Red Kote. This stuff's pretty straightforward. If you follow the instructions on the back, you'll probably do just fine. This was my first time using Red Kote, so I was a little intimidated, but it was really easy, much easier than I expected. You just pour it straight in, and then you're going to want to mask off the opening of the tank, that way nothing spills out, because you're going to want to rock the tank back and forth in each direction, making sure that all the surface area inside is covered. The main thing is to make sure that you rock it and not shake it. If you shake it, it could cause it to leave puddles, and down the road, that could cause problems with plugging up your carburetor and a lot of other things. Once I rocked it around to each side, I opened up the mask to make sure that everything was indeed coated. So the next step was to just drain the tank. Once the tank drained, I let it sit overnight to dry, and once it's all dry, I'll get started on painting it. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video today. If you have any questions at all, make sure to leave them in the comments. And if you liked the video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Here's a couple other videos I think you might enjoy too. Thanks again. Later.